Persian Gulf did not help matters, and Tommy Hearns goes over and lends his support. You find with the war having wrapped up, people are coming back, spending some more money, vacationing once again. The airports are a little bit freer now. Is that making things easier for you and the folks in Hawaii?
Well, that helps. Obviously, airport security being a little looser, but people are feeling good about America again. And being part of America here, we're excited about the prospect of a revived economy.
And Thomas Hitman Hearns against Ken Atkin from Aloha Stadium. So stick around. More good boxing still to come. Well, the stadium filling up nicely in anticipation of Thomas Hearns, and he'll make an appearance before the troops this afternoon. So far, some good action. Anthony Hembrick and Bill McCrory looking very impressive. Tony Melos Palomino with you from Aloha Stadium. Over the 14-year career of Thomas Hearns, well, Tommy has done a lot of good things in the ring. And coming up, he'll take on the fighting policeman Ken Atkin. But Tommy's career is taking a different turn now. He's doing more for others. He's on the charity road. He's also doing quite a bit with the USO, as he's had a personal commitment to the fighting troops abroad, sparked, of course, by his highly successful trip to Saudi Arabia back in November before the war began. Here's a tribute to Tommy and what he's doing with the U.S. troops.
From Detroit, Thomas Hearns.
Going to Saudi Arabia, all my fights put together, I'm more proud of just that trip alone. I met a lot of wonderful people.
Did you go back there again in 17?
Our people can go over there and fight for us, and if they ask me to come back again, I'd be more than happy. I will go with no hesitation. You gotta remember, I'm 5-time world champ. You can't touch me.
Well, as Thomas Hearns, the 5-time champion, makes his way into the ring, we ought to remind you that he does have a 10-rounder coming up against Ken Atkin. Now, Atkin was the fellow that was supposed to fight for Kemper Morton. Kemper Morton was the last victim of Tommy Hearns in Los Angeles, but Atkin now gets his shot. Nonetheless, a tune-up for Tommy Hearns as he looks forward to Virgil Hill. And a good scene here in Aloha Stadium. Enthusiastic troops and, of course, some of the local citizenry turning out to see Thomas Hitman Hearns. Tommy looking confident, Carlos, but then he always has.
Well, he's got his fight face on, and that's always been a trademark of his. Very serious, very committed to his craft, and all fights are important. All fights are serious, and he's got his fight face on.
Well, the 5-time champion, I guess the ultimate goal, we're told, would be to win 6. If he could take out perhaps a Bobby Ches, stepping up in class once again, maybe to cruiserweight. And Tommy, an amazing story, the ability to put on the weight and drop the weight and just change weight classes like a chameleon. Today, fighting as a light heavyweight, he is the current WBO light heavyweight champion of the world, his 5th title, which also includes the welterweight championship he won against Cuevas, the middleweight title taken from Benitez, Andres with the 175-pound title, then Juan Roldan for the middleweight title. And then again, James Kinchin beating him in 1988 when he won the WBO middleweight championship, super middleweight championship. So we get set to go. Thomas Hearns is in the ring, and here's Jimmy Lennon to introduce the next bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the posting of the colors. In the ring, we have the Naval Station Pearl Harbor honors and ceremonies detailed under the direction of Quartermaster Second Class Alonzo Barroso. And to lead us in our national anthem, we have the officer in charge, U.S. Marine Corps Band, Fleet Marine Force Pacific, Camp H.M. Smith, Hawaii. Welcome, Warrant Officer Richard Miller.
Tommy Hearns really taking the lead as far as athletes go in supporting the U.S. troops. And here's a look at Ken Atkin from Smyrna, Tennessee, the fighting policeman. He is a police sergeant in that Nashville suburb. And he is facing Thomas Hearns today in a 10-rounder. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our fight, my pleasure to introduce to you some very important individuals in attendance and in the ring at this time. First, we have the U.S. Navy Commanding Officer, Naval Station Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Welcome, Captain Joel A. Porter.
Thank you. On behalf of Naval Station Pearl Harbor, I want to pay a special thank you to Tommy Hearns, Ken Atkin, the rest of the boxers for coming out here to Hawaii, putting on this spectacular event. I also owe a special debt of gratitude to Harold Smith, who's been out here for about the last 2 weeks, helping our MWR organization arrange this event for you. I know you all enjoy it, and we'll get on with the feature event. Thank you.
Also with us this afternoon, representing the World USO Organization, the president of the USO in Hawaii, welcome Mrs. Bobby O'Connor. Friends, we have today's event coordinator, Naval Station Pearl Harbor Public Affairs Officer Frank De Silva. And we have in the ring the president of Jorgen Hansen Productions, the fight promoter for this afternoon's boxing card. How about a hand, Jorgen Hansen. And we have the matchmaker for today's undercard from Honolulu, Joel Lipsit.
Well, as the colors leave the ring, we will get set for this 10-rounder. Go to a commercial and come back with more in just a minute. Introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us across the nation on FNN Sports, welcome to Aloha Stadium in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii, as Jorgen Hansen Productions, the USO, and Thomas Hearns Enterprise present the main event of the afternoon, a light heavyweight feature attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. This bout is sanctioned by the Hawaii State Athletic Commission, Chairman Ben Rodriguez, the officials as appointed, judging at ringside Abe Pacheco, Manuel Tolentino, Chuck Williams, and the referee in charge of this our main event, Command Sergeant Major Carl J.J. Johnson. All right, fans, here we go. This is it. It's time for the main event of the afternoon. Introducing to you first on my left, he is fighting out of the blue corner, wearing navy blue trunks with white trim. Hailing from Smyrna, Tennessee, his weight 167 1/4 pounds. His record 12 wins, 4 losses, 6 wins by way of knockout. He's known as the Fighting Policeman, Ken the Bull Atkin. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, really needing no introduction the world over. He's the man who dedicates his efforts to the real fighters, the U.S. servicemen and women around the world. He's in the ring ready to fight, wearing turquoise trunks with gold trim, and hailing from Detroit, Michigan. His weight 176 1/4 pounds. His outstanding record 49 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 40 big wins by way of knockout. He is the 5-time world champion, the current WBO super middleweight champion of the world, the one and only Thomas Hitman Hearns. Here's your referee in charge, J.J. Johnson, for this 10-round scheduled bout.
Both of you gentlemen have received your instructions in your respective dressing room. I want to caution you to protect yourselves at all times and remember to obey all of my commands. Touch gloves and return to your corner.
So the tail of the tape, Thomas Hearns with that tremendous reach advantage, weight advantage. And certainly Thomas Hearns, 5 world championships. And Carlos, I wouldn't be surprised to see him step up in class once again, knock out perhaps a Bobby Ches or somebody of that caliber, maybe go after a cruiserweight belt. 6 world titles would be very tough to defeat and to overcome down the road for any other fighter.
I think so, and I think maybe that's what he's looking for. You know, Ray Leonard has 5 world titles, and I think he's looking to surpass that.
The first of 10 rounds. Ken Atkins only been fighting for a couple of years and brought in as an opponent today for Tommy Hearns, of course, as he tunes up for the June 3rd fight against Virgil Hill.
Well, Tommy, I think he's going to take his time here, try to get a little work in. You can see that great, outstanding jab that he's had throughout his career. Snake-like jab, it's just with a lot of power in it, too.
Tommy slips on some bad footing. And Ken Atkin goes to work early on as Thomas Hearns had the defensive posture.
Atkins doesn't consider himself an opponent. He's trying to win. And he's not doing a bad job throwing nice body shots, trying to kill him up to the head. Oh.
Yeah, but like a man against the boy, you got a feeling that Hearns is ready to unleash any moment. And here we go.
I think he upset Hearns that time. I think Tommy was going to take him a couple of rounds.
Tommy wants his respect, and I think that's what he's asking for right now. Tommy really involved with the USO. He's got the Thomas Hearns USO Fund. A very successful trip to Saudi Arabia. And of course, part of that renewed interest in the U.S. military the world over.
Oh, he just landed. Oh, Atkin just landed a really good right hand. He doesn't seem intimidated by the power of Tommy Hearns, but
well, at any moment you get the feeling that Tommy is going to say enough is enough, and he is.
Oh, I think that he can do it at any moment that he wants.
He'll press the attack. Tommy Hearns losses to Sugar Ray Leonard. He had the controversial draw, of course, in '89. Came back and beat Michael Olajide in April of '90, and then quick work against Kemper Morton earlier this year. So this is his second appearance of 1991.
I think he's trying to keep himself tuned and in condition for the big fight, which is that coming up against Virgil Hill, the heavyweight champion of the world.
So in round one, Ken Atkin certainly not shy. He's come to fight. And we'll be back with round two action. Scheduled 10-rounder, light heavyweights, Hearns and Atkin. Round two, Tommy Hearns, Ken Atkin. Tommy Hearns really redefining his career, Carlos, doing a lot of charity work, the literacy campaign with Barbara Bush, and doing, of course, the well-known work with his troops. And I think after fighting so many wars and concentrating on boxing for so long, he's really starting to give a little bit back, although he does have a big bout in June against Virgil Hill. What do you see happening in that fight coming up?
Well, you know, Virgil Hill is a very talented young guy with great hand speed, and I have to say that Tommy's going to have to probably have one of his best fights in his career, because at this stage of his career, he's 33 years old. Even though he still has the punching power, the speed is not quite the same as it used to be, and so I think he's going to have to be in great condition physically and mentally. But he has a chance to win the fight. Anytime you have the power that Tommy Hearns has, then you have a chance of winning that fight, or any fight. Body block by Atkin.
And of course, don't discount any talk down the line of Leonard Hearns 3, because I really think if they can meet at an agreed upon weight, which certainly would be lower than 175, it's a fight that I think would still have some marquee value if Leonard makes a commitment to come back. It's being talked about. Of course, that is down the road still a ways.
Hands up, right back on top.
Tommy Hearns' agenda does include a lot of charity work, a lot of work with the troops, Virgil Hill, maybe a 6th world title. And then take it from there. What do you think? 2-3 years more of competitive fighting for Tommy?
Well, I think that he's really going now on borrowed time at 33 years old. I think the Virgil Hill fight is going to be a big test for him, a big fight, and I think that's be where he's going to have to, depending on what happens in that fight, he will make a decision about his career. I think that if he wins, he will move up, you know, and I think he should call it. And if he could win one more title fight, he should get out of the game. It's a dangerous game at this stage of your career. You start to get hit a little bit more. The punches affect you a little bit more, so it's a dangerous time for him.
Well, you got to appreciate the fact, the way that Tommy has never really played with the public. He doesn't retire and come back, and he's made his commitment to boxing. He's stuck with it, so you got to think that when he does call it quits, that will be it. So Tommy Hearns going 2 rounds now with Kemper Morton. It's, excuse me, that was a few months ago, and that was short work as well. This is Ken Atkin. Main event, Thomas Hearns, Ken Atkin now into round 3. Is Tommy Hearns calling all the shots at this point, Carl?
I think so. I think that he probably is trying to get some work and also wanting to give the people here a show. This was for the troops, or is for the troops. There's a lot of soldiers here. He wants to give them a show, and I think he's going to take this fight a couple of rounds.
There were a lot of times in the desert in Saudi Arabia where Tommy would just take off the old shirt, keep the combat boots on and fatigues, and go at it a few rounds with some of the challengers and have a good time. The troops really appreciated that. So he decided to go at it for real and take on somebody in something more than just an exhibition. And right now, Tommy really displaying a lot of that world-class form as he works the left now to the body of Ken Atkin now in some trouble. Tommy Hearns
he's
naming his round 3.
He's landing some vicious body shots, left hooks to the body. That's one punch that Hearns has really improved over the years from watching him as a welterweight and moving up. The left hook to the body, he really gets a lot of leverage into it. You see that, he bends his knees, gets his whole back and legs and everything into that shot. And that's a vicious punch. They can just paralyze you when you get hit down there like that.
Inside, right there. Get inside.
But Atkins is a tough guy. Boy, he got hit with some really hard shots, and he's still there. There's the right hand.
Ken Atkin playing for all the underdogs in America out of Smyrna, Tennessee. They're fighting policemen. Absorbing a lot of punishment now as Tommy Hearns really puts together the combinations.
Oh, they got a cut.
So the doctor's now going to take a look at the eye of Ken Atkin, and that's it. Carl Williams, the referee, calls it off. Stopped on cuts. Ken Atkin put on a good show. And
it's a cut. It's a bad cut.
Yeah, Tommy works up a sweat, but that's about it. So Tommy Hearns in 3 rounds takes out Ken Atkin. And Tommy back to the gym until June 3rd in Las Vegas. And Virgil Hill will take a timeout and be back with more from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu after this. So Tommy Hearns with his 49th professional victory, hoping to make it 50 against Virgil Hill coming up in June. Let's go inside the ring now, and here's Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time, 2 minutes, 8 seconds in round number 3. J.J. Johnson, the referee in charge, stops the contest on advice of the ringside physician. The winner by way of technical knockout, Thomas Hitman Hearns.
Thank you, Mr. Larry. All right. First of all, I'd like to start out thanking each and every one of you for coming here today. Thank you. Yeah. You know, this is my first time here in the arena, Aloha Stadium. This is beautiful. This here. And you know what? Just by the support of each and every one of you, I want to come back again. I want to give you a championship fight, a real deal. Yo. All right, how about it for the Wolf? We went to Saudi Arabia and came back victoriously. How about it? Yo, all right. I tell you guys some bad people. You are bad.
Well, Tommy Hearns starting to turn it into a bit of a pep rally, you know, but certainly the troops do appreciate it.
If I had an opportunity, where my mother at? Mom, if I had an opportunity to have another son, well, for you to have another son, I like for them to be like these guys right in here. Come here, babe.
Tommy accompanied to Hawaii by his mother and his brother, Billy Hearns, who is in the corner this afternoon with
my mother
Tommy.
helped me out. This little lady right here, this is my girlfriend, Renee. Yeah. Now, last before I leave here, I just want to leave you with this saying. My brother carried out for me right now. I want to leave you with this, then I want to say one word. Go ahead, Billy, hit it for me.
What is Thomas Hearns? The hit man. What is Thomas Hearns? The hit man. Thomas Hearns, he's a bad man.
All right.
So still the showman, Thomas Hearns, 5 world championships.
Okay.
We'll be back with more from Aloha Stadium right after this. You carried him for 3 rounds, got a little bit of work in. How'd it feel out there, Tommy?
It feels good to get the work in. I have to be honest with you, Ken was a little rough there. He was doing a lot of haymakers, and I was just trying to be cautious, just take my time and try to get some good shots in. I wasn't planning on running out there and rushing into things. I see my jab start to work a little bit more, so I started using left hand to try to set him up a little bit. It wasn't a very difficult fight, but it kind of made me think a little bit.
Tell us about your schedule now, between now and June, Tommy, with Virgil Hill coming up. Where are you going to be? What are you going to be doing? How much work do you plan to get in?
I plan to get in a whole lot of work, quite a bit of work. I know a lot of things that I need to work in. I see them in this fight, and I just want to go out there and capitalize on my mistakes that I've been making and hope for the best in the Virgil Hill fight. I know the Virgil Hill fight is not going to be a pushover, not going to be an easy fight for me, but I figure if I go and do the job that I'm supposed to do, I can make it that much easier for me.
Tommy, what sparked all the interest in the USO and fighting for the troops? What got that all started, and why the commitment?
Basically, it was just the troops itself, what made me want to do something for them. I know that myself, I can't do very much for them, but I just like to lend my talent or what I do best and try to give it to them and show them what I really do best and let them know that I really enjoy what they have done for me. I appreciate it that they went over to Saudi Arabia, Middle East, and came back victorious. I'm very happy and pleased with that.
The Thomas Hearns Fund for the USO, tell us what that's all about.
Well, the Thomas Hearns Fund for the USO is basically to help to bring in different celebrities that wherever the truth may be and they need some talent or some entertainment, that fund is for that, for to bring in whoever they want.
You look at the long career of Tommy Hearns, and we've seen a lot of wars, whether it's Sugar Ray, Kenshin, Hagler, the list goes on and on, Roldan, Andres, and so forth. Do you feel like at this point in time, Tommy, you're going to take a little bit of a breather now and then, not a bum of the month, because you do have Virgil coming up, but you've been in so many wars, you kind of want to coast for a while until the big fights still come along?
I just want to stay sharp. I'm not looking to fight any bombs or something like that. I'm just looking to stay sharp as I possibly can be. That's what it's all about for me. If I'm sharp, I can be successful. But if I'm not, it's kind of hard to be successful.
Let me turn to Carlos Palomino, a former champ himself, who did a lot of good things in the ring. What did you see today in Tommy Hearns, and what do you look for him down the road, Carlos?
I do have a question. I have a question. I noticed from the time I watched you as a welterweight moving up in the weight divisions, that your left hook to the body has improved just tremendously. I mean, you hit him with that thing. It's a vicious shot. Have you been working on that consciously in the gym?
I've basically been working on the left hook and the left hook to the body. That's something that I want to master. I have mastered the jab and the right hand. Now I have to master the left hook. I think if I can put all 3 of them combinations together, I'll be dangerous in that ring.
Tommy, Sugar Ray Leonard has gone public with some personal problems. Is this something that you're thinking about, and perhaps something that you'd like to think about down the road? A score to settle with Sugar Ray Leonard, number 3, perhaps? What are your thoughts on that? With what's happened to Sugar Ray?
Right now, I'm thinking more of what's in front of me. That's Virgil Hill, and maybe after that, I might not be small enough for Ray Leonard. I'm planning on moving up another class, and that's up to cruiserweight. As I'm successful, like I think I would be in the light heavyweight division, then I'll make the move to the cruiserweight division. I'm not going to sit and try to wait on anybody to come down or come up to me and say, yes, they want to fight.
Can you fight at 188, 185, 185 plus pounds? Or can you put that on?
I can fight at 190. I was walking around.
Next heavyweight champion of the world, huh, Tommy Hearns?
Yeah, I've been walking around at 185, so I'm very pleased with how I carry the weight there at 185. I'm still not fat or anything like that. I'm very strong at that weight.
You feel good? I mean, you look good out there. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel like I can get the job done. Whatever it is, I can get it done.
All right. Well, that about does it. Champ, you got a big heart, and we appreciate it. And we'll see you back in front of the troops
Thanks, Paulo.
before long.
Thanks a million.
All right. Well, quick time out. We'll be back with more from the Dr. Carlos Palomino. We're going to talk more about today's card, what it means for the future, and kind of recap some of the things that have been happening.